Hey, this is Jackie Boy from Desert Highways TV. I'm here with Nico Hurtado from Blank Anchor Collective in LA. And Nico, your profession has brought you to Australia several times. How are you finding Australia this time around?
I love Australia, man. I always get treated real well. It's always a good time. The people here are awesome. The food's awesome. It's a great time. I love coming to Australia. I'll hopefully come the rest of my life, you know?
Fantastic. Now, after you finish with your appointments, are you going to have a bit of time to chill out?
Yeah. I've been hanging out some days, but pretty much just come out here to see friends and, check out the city and stuff. It was cool to come out with a bunch of my shop so that way they can go check it out. My manager came out with me this time and she's just been loving it. She says it's one of her favorite cities she's ever been to. So she's just been doing all kinds of stuff every day.
Tell us a bit how you got started as a tattoo artist.
I started tattooing in 2002 out of Hesperia, California, Art Junkies Tattoo. It's pretty much just been amazing since, man. It changed my life. Tattooing's been like a blessing. So I've been real fortunate to travel the world and just see different places and really been lucky.
Creatively, how did you start out? You were just drawing in your textbooks and doing a bit of painting, or
Yeah, I've been drawing since I could remember. Ever since I could hold a pencil, I've been drawing. So my whole life I drew. I didn't really do anything with my art, so I worked construction for like 2, 3 years and didn't draw at all. And then I had the opportunity to do some tattoo art and learn about it. And I had no tattoos or anything. And it really changed my life, from that point on. I really feel like it was like day to day. So like when I went in to see a friend that was tattooing that owned a shop, he offered an apprenticeship and I was like, yeah, I'll try it out. I didn't really know I didn't know anything about it. Like all I knew about was like homemade tattoos or prison tattoos. And from that day, man, it changed my life. So I feel like tattooing kind of picked me to do it. Like I don't really feel like I had to fight for it. It just happened naturally.
your portrait tattooing is very precise. How did you train to develop that style?
I think portraits just always intrigued me, so I always like drawing faces. I think naturally doing realistic stuff, just wanting to draw realistic stuff, that's what translates to tattooing. People want portraits, portraits of past family members or their kids or things like that. So it just became that. And as I did that, then I was able to do more of the popular stuff, like popular culture stuff. And that's really what's kind of helped me with my career is just being able to do popular culture stuff and then people seeing that stuff and feeling like they feel like connected with it because maybe it's a memory or a movie they loved or something. So it's really been able to appeal to the masses. So I've been lucky in that way.
Now, out of the pop culture references and pictures of different people, have you ever been given something very obscure?
Yeah, like what? I've tattooed all kinds of different realistic stuff, tattooed a vagina on one of my friends and done other stuff that I don't show people. But it's been crazy, I've tattooed all kinds of stuff.
Is there anything you just wouldn't do?
I wouldn't tattoo something like if I felt like it was going to affect someone's life in a negative way and they wouldn't be able to carry that. Of course, I wouldn't do it. It's kind of like an ethics thing.
As a matter of ethics and personal politics, have you ever knocked anyone back?
What do you mean?
Like, no political tattoos or...
Yeah, of course. If it's going to affect someone's life or really affect someone else, I'd never tattoo a portrait of Hitler or something like that I really thought would offend people on the masses on that level. I just wouldn't be proud of it, and there's no reason for me to do something like that. There hasn't come a situation where someone's asked me for something that I probably wouldn't do. The only reason I probably wouldn't do a portrait or wouldn't do something is because the reference is bad, because it wasn't good enough. But other than that, I pretty much would do pretty much anything if, as long as it's not too crazy,
When you're tattooing at a festival like Rites of Passage, how is that different to tattooing in a studio?
Rites of Passage, it was really hard. It was pretty busy, so it was hard to focus, and really do what I needed to do. There was a lot of people wanting to talk to me and take pictures and stuff, so it's just hard to focus. And a lot of old friends are there, so you talk to them and you really are catching up. So it's all these things at one time along with tattooing. So in the studio, it's a lot easier.
Now, over the years, you've made a name for yourself in the tattoo world and on television. Can you tell us a little bit about how the TV gigs came around?
Yeah, about 2004 or 5, I think I had an opportunity to do this show called Tattoo Wars, and that was the first experience I ever had on TV. Right after that, I was able to tattoo Kat on LA Ink. And then just throughout the years, I've had opportunities. Like I did the whole last season of LA Ink. I was on there, multiple times during the whole time it played out. I've been on other shows. I've just been real fortunate with that stuff. Like people, for some reason, are give me attention and pay attention to what I'm doing. So when TV shows pop up, I get usually called. Most of the TV shows that are out, I've been called to try to be on, but I've been real picky with what I do. The last thing I think was Ink Masters I did recently. I think that's going to air out here. But I did that twice. I've been a judge on there, and it's just been interesting, man. It's been an interesting ride,
You've got your own signature tattoo machine through Bishop called the Magi. What was the process like getting that designed and released?
About a year ago, Franco had hit me up asking if, I wanted to design a machine and that he had some ideas, and he's the owner of Bishop. So I told him I was interested, so we've been going back and forth. He had a couple of different things. And so it's really him building the machine just to what I like, because I'm not a machine builder. So it was just him and I going back and forth on how I like it to run and what I want and what I use normally. So he found a motor that I liked that ran well, and that's pretty much was the development. He did most of the stuff. I'm just lucky to put my name on it, I'm fortunate in that way, man. I've just had a lot of good opportunities where people like that are willing to help me and I'm willing to help them. So, but it's exactly what I use, exactly what I like. I pick the best parts of the machines that I've used over the last 13 years. So, yeah.
What kind of details do you go in there? Like you're going on weight, on how noisy it is?
Yeah, I mean, most of it's the way it feels in my hand, the way it puts the ink in, how fast it works. Some machines feel like, if you've ever ridden a dirt bike or anything like that and you press the gas, you're like holding on. Some machines run so fast, it's like you're holding on to it and you're chasing it, it's like pulling you. And some of them, you're so slow that you can't speed up. This one's in the middle. I think it's a real fair middle ground where you can do whatever you want, like exactly what your brain's thinking, you're able to do, like right on the skin. So if you want it to run real slow, it'll run slow and still work. And if you want it to run fast and chase it, then it'll do that and still work. So I think it's a pretty versatile machine, and it's good for building up layers for the type of realism work that I do without overworking skin. So yeah, it's awesome.
Now, there's two different kinds of tattoo machine. Am I right there? There's the coil and the rotary?
Yeah. The coil tattoo machine I used for most of my career. I used that for about maybe 8 years in the beginning, and then I started playing with rotaries. I've been using rotaries for the last maybe 4 years, pretty solid, off and on, but I really enjoy them a lot more. I think they're more efficient. I love a tattoo machine because they're handmade, so it's like getting a handmade guitar. It's like an instrument, it's tuned and it's beautiful and hand-built, but I want my machines to run consistent forever, so I use a rotary. I mean, I think actually the rotary is the first machine, like one of the first style machines. I think it's like an engraver, So it's been around just as long as the regular tattoo machine. It's just a different thing. You know what I mean? People use it for different things. People have tried to mark things and, mark themselves for so long. So it's all, relevant. I think people have tried so many different ways.
Other than tattoo, what other mediums do you like to work in?
I mean, I work in oil painting, like I do oil paints. I had a solo show about a year and a half ago in LA. Went real well. Had a lot of people come out, sold a bunch of art. I love to paint. Oil painting is my favorite. I like it's like a classical Baroque style.
Now, how do you approach your tattooing compared to your painting? Is there any difference in your approach?
With painting and tattooing, I think it's exactly the same, and that's kind of how I like it. I want to learn when I'm painting about tattooing, so I try to approach it the same way, and I want to learn about painting while I'm tattooing. So it's back and forth. I think it's the exact same for me. I try to use the same colors, same palette, same process and theory. So yeah, exactly. I never want to change the way my brain's working for one or the other. So I approach them exactly the same, exact same everything.
So you're going to be in Australia for a little bit longer?
Yeah, I'm out here for another week, just hanging out. I'm going to go check out some stuff and just hang out with friends. I got a couple of friends staying at some other apartments around here, so we've pretty much just partying and just checking out the scenery and hanging out. So it's pretty much like vacation time now. So, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, guys. I'm Nico Hurtado from Black Anchor Collective in California, and you're watching Desert Highways TV.